The flags of almost every African nation were on display in the Great Hall of the People. Flags from a continent where China is consolidating its economic influence. President Xi Jinping pledged $60 billion more in funding for Africa. That's on top of the same amount he promised 3 years ago. He said a quarter of that would be interest-free, a way to possibly address critics who warn Africa is at risk from a Chinese debt trap.
We do not interfere in the internal affairs of African countries, impose our will on African countries, or attach any political conditions on economic aid, nor do we seek selfish political gains.
Xi's 40-minute address brought a standing ovation. This is a forum that'll be free of public disagreement, threats or goading tweets, just smiling faces and apparent gratitude. Only one nation didn't receive an invitation to attend this forum, Swaziland, now officially known as the Kingdom of Eswatini. It remains the only African ally that Taiwan has. That's the island republic that China regards as part of its territory. In Africa today, it's hard to find a country not touched by Chinese investment. Since 2000, the continent's been the recipient of more than $100 billion. And plenty of visits from senior Chinese leaders as well. In total, 79 in the past decade, including 4 by President Xi since 2013. He, though, hasn't had to dance to woo African leaders, unlike Britain's Prime Minister Theresa May in Kenya last week. Also in Africa then, the German Chancellor, who was there to discuss trade as well. Both countries were once colonial powers in Africa. On Monday, South Africa's president said this grouping didn't believe China was acting the same way.
In the values that it promotes, in the manner that it operates, and in the impact that it has on African countries, FOCAC refutes the view that a new colonialism is taking hold in Africa, as our detractors would have us believe.
A display of Africa-China unity, but it would seem very much on China's terms. Adrian Brown, Al Jazeera, Beijing.